here with head coach Mike Heimerman as I look forward. It's the trip to Texas this week for the Texas Relays and Bobcat Invitational. First, before we look ahead, we'll look back. We'll look back at your first meet this past week at LSU. How pleased were you with the first meet, considering so many of them were competing for the first time with NSU?
It was overall, it was a great meet. Like you said, we had a lot of freshmen, especially in the throws. We had a lot of javelin throwers and discus throwers that it was their first time competing for NSU, and then actually we had a few that were just their first time competing this year with a couple returners. But I was very, very pleased. Most of those kids hit either close to a personal best or maybe their best ever season opener between high school and now. But no, it was very good. It was a long day for a lot of them because we had to leave early with our travel, but so everybody competed well. It was a beautiful day, long, warm day, so that was another thing to get used to when you're outside for 8 to 10 hours. But overall I was very, very pleased.
And then you did mention the javelin throwers. They started their seasons off pretty well. Theodora, I talked to her, and then Joseph Young they both had a really nice beginning meets. How encouraged are you to, after seeing so many of the young athletes perform pretty well?
It was very good because we had 3 freshman women, we had 2 freshman guys, and Joseph, as you mentioned, is a sophomore. And like the 3 guys, they were all baseball players in high school. So really, it's most of those guys first year throwing the javelin. This is Joseph's really second year throwing the javelin. For him to do what he did, I was very pleased, and it was a good day for those guys. And Theodora's coming over. She just got here in January, coming from Serbia, and she was an under 23 national champion over there. So we do have some high expectations for her, but she said that was her best opening up meet of her life. So that's always good when you can still throw as far as you've ever thrown as your first meet, or for your first meet. So I was very pleased, and just a lot of work that we still have to do, but it was a great start.
And then while Callie Knott is not she's a newbie and not necessarily a newbie to collegiate athletics, coming over as a transfer, but you've had so many good pole vaulters that come through here. If the first meet is any indication, she could be the next in line of a bunch of really good pole vaulters.
Correct. That was one of the reasons I think Callie chose us, other than Coach Alex, that we've had a history here of good vaulters, and she wanted to come down where it's warm, and definitely gets warm here, and good weather and good competition. And for her first meet to open up that high was very, very, very good, and we're very pleased. And hopefully we just keep improvement and build from there.
Yeah, and these two meets are generally really loaded, and you don't expect anything different this year. Not saying you haven't competed against incredible competition before this year, but how much are you looking forward to really getting out there and seeing your groups compete against some of the nation's very best?
Well, that's kind of get an early measuring stick on things. Is we love to try to compete against the best almost week in and week out, and for the most part we get to do that. And this is no different. We have 2 meets that we're going to be competing at down there, and they're both very, very loaded, and it'll be fun to go and just see where we're at against them. And the best thing about track and field is you are competing against others, but you're really just competing against yourself. It's either going to be the clock or the tape measure, and as long as the kids can remember that and not try to put too much pressure on themselves and do what they're supposed to do or do what they do in practice, should be a good weekend.
And finally, what can we expect from these two meets? What are you guys looking for?
Well, we just want to go out there and try to get better than what we were this last week, or try to be better than what we were this time last year. So just learn and try to execute, and just keep building for conference at the end of May, and then hopefully regionals a couple weeks after that. And then that's where we all try to do the best at, is at conference, and then hopefully regionals for some of these kids. But so it's just a good start, and see if we can be better than last week.
Yeah, thank you, Coach.
Thank you.